Hey everyone, welcome into March of 1998. Man, is time flying by. I cannot believe we're already into the spring of 1998, and our farm is exploding. We are growing faster than ever, and I'm very, very excited about it. So we've got 3 loads of feed we got to get hauled here. We got milk we got to get sold. We're going to sell some corn this month. And as you can probably tell, we're at $946,388. Well, I went to the bank in December, worked out a deal. We took out a almost $8 million loan. I paid off my previous mortgage, and that left us with just over $1 million. So I've already spent some. We've bought a bunch of land this year already. I bought a new tractor and planter, and we're far from over with our purchases this year. A good majority of this $900,000 is going to be spent coming up here in the next few months and over the summer. So this farm is going to change pretty drastically. I'm very excited for it. I can't wait to get, to that point. But first, as always, we have to get our chores done. So I will catch up to you guys here when we get our chores finished. And we can take a quick little look around the farm and see what small changes have happened here. All right, so one of our changes here on the farm, which there honestly haven't been many, not yet anyway, but we have a whole bunch of new baby Hereford calves in here. Some are a month old, some are born this month, and we've got a couple more to be born yet. But everybody is happy, healthy, and doing absolutely fantastic. The babies look absolutely adorable. They are very, very cute, and I'm super happy with where we're at. Now, as you can see, we have quite a few big cattle in our fat cattle lot, as, to be expected. And we will be selling some of these guys off today. Honestly, I'm not even sure how many we have to sell. But we're also going to be selling off all of our pigs. Now, this wasn't originally a part of the plan, but we've got some pigs that are ready to sell, and I've got a new plan moving forward here. So we're going to go ahead and sell off all of these pigs because this barn is coming down. And part of the reason we're selling off our corn is both of these bins are going to get taken down as well. So there's definitely some really, really big changes coming to the farm, and I'm very excited about it. And over here, you can see our yearling pen is quite full. There's a lot of yearlings over here, and we've got quite a few more over the next few months that are going to be moved into here. So, this is working out absolutely fantastic. And all of our Herefords in the fat cattle pen here are looking terrific. They're not quite ready to be sold yet, but they are getting closer. So we've got a lot of things to get done yet this month. I've already moved all the cattle that need to be moved. We had one yearling that needed to be moved into the fat cattle pen for the Holsteins. And we had 8 calves that were ready to come out of the dairy barn. So we'll run up to the dairy barn, grab the semi, and sell off our milk next. And then we can move into selling some corn, and we'll finish off by selling our cattle this month. All right, we've got 7,513 gallons of milk on. So we'll get this run down to the creamery and adjust the price accordingly. So as we make the turn here at the intersection, this field right across the road from us is one of our new fields. We got this purchased this winter, and we take control of it this month. And I'm very, very excited about how much we're expanding this year. And that is not the only field that we have. We'll drive down the road a little ways here, and I'll show you guys the other fields that we picked up. All right, so down here you can see this is our field right there. That is our home north field. And right across the road here was an old abandoned construction site. Now, I started tearing down all the buildings this winter, but as you can see, there's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be done here. And behind us is some kind of maple syrup thing. We do not own that. We only own this front part here. Now, we do have to leave the driveway there as a right-of-way, but I plan on putting up a couple hog barns here. So this will not be turned into arable farm ground, but it will be a hog site for us, and I'm very excited about it. Really, really hoping this works out. Otherwise, we're going to end up bankrupt. But we also purchased the field right next to it. That first, I guess I should say, that first field we bought was a little over 54 acres. This field here is 30 some acres. And we own this, and it wraps right around the gas station here. And the field next to it, on the other side of the gas station, we also purchased this winter. So this is huge. Lot of acres here. And for now, the plan is to turn this into crop ground. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and turn the home north field into an alfalfa field. We need more alfalfa to mow down for hay, and it'll keep that close to home. You know, we don't have to travel too far to mow our alfalfa, but that's my plan moving forward. I'm really hoping this all works out. And yeah, it's exciting. We've expanded well over 100 acres this year. So I think we're up, so what are we, like 350 acres now? So yeah, very, very big expansion for this year. And I'm just very excited with where we're at here. All right, we're finally getting pulled into the creamery, so we'll go ahead and get this milk sold off. And we need to pull back $500. So that puts us at $966,377. So we're going to run back to the home place here, get the milk trailer dropped, hook back up to our hopper, and start selling off our corn next. All right, we're getting pulled into the co-op here, and I think I got overly excited and completely forgot to tell you guys how much we spent on the land. So the land was $1,730 an acre this year, and with the amount of land we bought, it was just shy of $200,000. It was $197,000 and change. So that was a good chunk of change there. Now we're ready to go ahead and get our corn sold, so we'll get this sold and adjust the price accordingly. And we need to take back $23,466. So that puts us at $969,231. Now we've got a crazy amount of trips to make here. I honestly have no idea, but that is the first load out of a completely full bin, so I will catch up to you guys on the last load. And oh, I guess I completely forgot to mention, we're selling corn at $2.47 a bushel right now. So corn price is down quite a bit, but right now it's enough to make a profit. And I also need that bin empty for what we're going to do this summer. So kind of got to sell it off regardless. Pulled in here to the co-op with our last 275 bushels. So we'll go ahead and get this sold off. Now we had 16 full loads and this little partial. So we'll go ahead and get this sold off and adjust the price accordingly. And we need to take $5,630 off. So that puts us at $1,012,571. So we're done selling all of our grain for the year, and we will head back to the home place here, drop the hopper off, and hook up to the bull rack, and we're going to start hauling cattle and hogs. Got 18 head of our Holsteins on the trailer here. We'll go ahead and get them sold off, and we're selling them for $64.40 per hundredweight. All right, we need to take $32,338 off. So that puts us at $1,029,960. So we'll head back to the home place here to load up all of our hogs, and we'll go ahead and get them sold off next. All right, we're back down here at the sale barn. We're going to go ahead and get these 60 heads sold off and adjust the price accordingly. All right, we need to take $60,256 off. All right, so that brings us to $1,034,954. So that is everything we have to sell this month. I'm very happy with where we're at. This is definitely by far our biggest cattle sale. And while the hog sale wasn't terrific, you know, it was only 60 heads. So moving forward with the hogs, those sales should be significantly better moving forward. All right, I went ahead and picked up this ripper here. It's a Case IH ripper, and we're going to use it to extend this field and, well, not really extend, but to combine these two fields here. So we'll go ahead and get this dropped down. And this is definitely not the tool you would normally use for something like this. But since this works as a plow, this is what we're going to be using. So we'll do a little something like that. Make a second pass. Now, unfortunately, we can't get any closer to the gas station without buying the gas station, and I don't really feel like owning a gas station, so we're just going to take what field we have here and take advantage of it. It's going to be, you know, a significant amount of acres, although the extra couple passes down here would be really nice to have. It's not the end of the world by any means. So we'll go ahead and get all of this plowed up and, or ripped up, I guess, however you want to say it, and get ready for this field to be planted here next month. All right, we got this field all combined in together, and we even added a little on the back end there for a couple more end rows. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Not super thrilled about how my corner turned out over there, but you know, you win some, you lose some. So we're gonna head back. I need to grab the lime spreader. We need to spread some lime on the, and fertilizer, both on what we just tilled up. And I also need to grab the cultivator and get that all cultivated up. And that will be it. Yeah, that'll be it for the month of March here. So I will catch up to you guys in April when we're ready to get everything planted. Hey everyone, well, welcome into April. As always, we're going to start out getting our chores done. We've got quite a few loads of feed we got to get hauled here. We did end up having the last couple of Hereford cows went ahead and gave birth, so we're done calving with the Herefords. We're never done calving with our Holsteins. They calve year round, but very exciting. All of them are doing very well. They're very healthy. So we'll go ahead and get our chores done, get our milk sold, and then it's into planting season. And I didn't even show you guys the new tractor and planter last month, so that'll be something new for you guys to see. But we'll get through these chores as fast as we can. That way we can get straight into planting, because we have a crazy amount of planting to get done here. All right, we've got 6,155 gallons on. So we'll get this run down to the creamery and get it sold off and adjust the price accordingly. And as you can tell on the right side here, we did end up getting our alfalfa planted last month. I almost completely forgot about it. So pretty happy that we did end up getting it put in. Everything is growing very, very well. And yeah, that's going to add a whole lot of alfalfa bales this year, which is absolutely fantastic. But for now, we need to worry about getting this milk sold so we can get into the fields and plant our corn and soybeans. All right, we're down here at the creamery, so we'll go ahead and get this milk sold off. And we need to take $120 off. All right, so that puts us at $835,954, which is quite a bit less than where we were last month. And that's because we got some stuff accomplished, aside from getting our alfalfa planted. So we're going to take the long way around here. We ended up getting our field extended. You guys saw that. And I ended up getting our construction site cleaned up as well. Or the old construction site, I should say. So our field here on the left, that'll be planted to beans this year. Right on around the gas station. And just past the gas station, coming up on the left, you'll see we did get one of our hog barns put up. Got everything cleaned up over here. Got all the dirt work done. Everything's leveled off and looking good. And we got our hog barns put up. We've got 104 head in here. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea if we can even go in. Let's try. All right. So this is the inside of our hog barn here. Kind of hard to get a good visual. If I jump the gate, maybe. Apparently there's no collisions for the animals on the gates. That's awesome. But this is our new, brand new sow unit. This is where our baby pigs will be born. So we still need to get our other barns set up here. So hopefully get that done here in the next couple of months. But so far, everything's going really well. They have plenty of food. And that food is going to cost us a good chunk of change. Right now it's costing us about $500 a month. And I'm assuming that the pigs, once they have their babies, will go through a little bit more feed. And that'll probably bump up, probably closer to $700-800 a month. So that's something we're, going to have to be conscious of, because we're not making feed. We are purchasing it from the co-op. But we'll head back to the home place here, get this thing parked, and it'll be time to get our planters out. All right, I got our other planter rolling back at the home place, putting corn on, and I figured I'd start over here with our new tractor and planter, putting our beans in. As you can see, there's a lot of row units, and that's because this is a 31 row unit planter. It's the same width as our corn planter, but it's got extra rows for planting 15-inch beans. So we've got the 8950 here. Big time upgrade over the 7250. And yeah, I'm very excited to go ahead and get in this field and get to planting here. So let's go ahead and jump in, get backed up, and see how this goes. If I can get straight with the edge of the field here. There we go. That's a lot better. So a lot more row units to have to keep an eye on here, but I do believe this is going to be well worth it in the end. So we'll get a drop down, and oh, that's disappointing. It leaves the same planting pass, or the same planting marks. But on the bright side, this planter is a direct drill. Direct drilling was starting to come around in the late 90s. It was becoming more popular. It was something that was available even in the early 90s, but it was, it took about a decade before it really started to catch on. And it took about another decade after that before it really caught on and people were actually doing it. So we don't need to cultivate anymore, which is fantastic. That's going to save us a whole lot of time in the fall. And yeah, so far everything is going great. We're rocking at 11 mile an hour. And that means this field will get done in a hurry. So I'll catch up to you guys here in a bit and check in to see how things are going. Hopefully everything's going as well as it's starting out. All right, we got our first bean field planted, and that field must be bigger than I really thought it was, because that took 1.5 planter fills. So yeah, I know soybeans go through a lot more seed than corn does, but that seems like an awful lot for, I don't know, what is it, like 50 acres or something like that. So interesting. Well, anywho, we'll move on to our next bean field, get it going here. And this will be our first time planting in this field as well. So very exciting. You know, we've definitely expanded a lot this year, and I can't wait for harvest. I got a feeling we're going to make a boatload of money. At least I hope we will anyway. So we'll go ahead, get down here. It's just down around the end here, and yeah. Honestly, I don't know that I've ever, even back in FS22, I don't think I ever planted this field or harvested it or anything. I think I only ever drove by it, so I do believe this will be the first time I've ever been in this field. All right, we are ready to plant, so we'll go ahead and get this thing fired up, get it dropped down, and we can start planting beans in this field. Now, I can tell you for sure that we're going to run short on seed. That first field took way more seed than I thought it would. So that's something, you know, we'll have to take care of here at some point, but, you know, not a big deal by any means. We have plenty of money. All right, we're coming up to the end here, getting our soybeans finished up, and this is the fastest I've ever got our planting done before. We're not done with corn yet, but we are officially done with our soybeans. So that is absolutely fantastic. That went way faster than I expected. Having 2 planters on the farm is an absolutely wonderful thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get this taken back to the home place here. We've already started spraying as well. So that field should be done. I guess we started spraying in the first soybean field that I planted, and that should be done here relatively quick. They should be getting very close to being done, so they can move into this field, and we'll just slowly work them back to the home place. And yeah, things are going absolutely fantastic. We have we have the home place field here to get planted into corn yet, and then we will be done planting. So we should be done, honestly, by probably 1 o'clock, 1:30. And our spraying will probably be done somewhere around 3 o'clock is my guess. Not really sure. But yeah, so far this spring is going very, very well. So I'm going to go head back, like I said, head back to the home place, get this all cleaned up, get it put away, and check in on the other planter and see how things are coming there. But so far, everything is going absolutely perfect. All right, we are coming up on the very end of our planting season for the year of 1998. This is very exciting. Having 2 planters, holy cow. Holy cow, having 2 planters made all the difference in the world. We did have to spend another $2,000 on seed. Not the end of the world by any means. But yeah, that's crazy how fast we got done planting. So we've got 2 of our fields are also finished being sprayed with herbicide. So we've only got 2 fields left. Now, granted, they are 2 of the bigger fields, but yeah, we're going to be done, like done in no time here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this planter and tractor all cleaned up. And another thing is, I can't believe I've got 72 hours, almost 73 hours on this tractor already. That is crazy. But we'll go ahead and get all of this maintenance up. Spent $3,000 on just getting the tractor maintenance. That's crazy. Yeah, start getting a lot of hours on machinery and the maintenance cost skyrockets. But we'll go ahead and get all of this cleaned up, put away, get our sprayer moved, and once we're done spraying, that will be it for the month of April. So I will see you guys in May when we're ready to start baling our, or I guess should say start mowing and baling our alfalfa here. Hey everyone, welcome into May. we're down to $148,597. We spent close to $1 million, and I think it was worth every penny. So we made some pretty big upgrades to the farm, upgraded a lot of equipment, got our other hog barn built, and I'm going to give you guys a quick little tour to show you what has changed. Now, as far as the two Quonsets go, not much has changed other than what's in them. So in this Quonset here, this is nothing but hay equipment. We've got our mower, baler, rake, and our sprayers in here because I really didn't have anywhere else to put it. We've got plenty of bale wrap to get us through this year. So that's all that's in that Quonset. Now over here in this one, not a whole lot in this Quonset either. We just have our two planters and our lime spreader. So nothing too major going on over here. Now we'll run around the corner here and you'll see one of our first major changes here. And we've got a new lean-to style shed here. And you can see there's some new equipment sitting in it. So we've got our feed wagon, of course. And I picked up this rebuilt C70 Chevy. And it's in great working order. I'm very, very happy to have it on hand. It looks absolutely fantastic with that white cab and the red box. Now you can see we've got a bunch of new headers here as well. So we've got two new 12-row corn headers here. And we've got two new 35-foot bean headers. And those are going to go along with what's in the shed behind this lean-to. I guess it's not really a lean-to. I don't even know what you'd actually call that style shed, but it's an open shed. So in here, we also have a new grain cart. We've got the Kinsey 1050. I'm very, very excited to have this on the farm. It's a little bit bigger, about 200 bushel bigger than our last grain cart. And we've got two brand new Case 2388 combines. Very excited to have these on the farm. So they were first available in 1998. And they did come with up to a 12-row corn head and up to a 35-foot bean head. So this is going to work out fantastic. It's going to make harvesting go a little bit faster. Now, I say faster kind of half jokingly because we've expanded so much farm ground at this point. Even with them running faster and covering more ground, and each combine holds a little more in its grain tank, we have so much ground to cover, I'm sure harvest is probably still going to take longer than it did last year. But that's okay. And after doing our demo last year, I got a fantastic deal on this Kloss Jaguar. It's a 900, and it's got a nice big chopper head on it, 6 meters wide. And I can't wait to get in the field with this one. And we'll use that C70 Chevy. That's basically its whole reason for existing on this farm, is for chopping silage. And over here is our good old 1586. Got it parked in the shed. It's finally completely undercover. Well deserved. It's been a workhorse on this farm. Same with our loader tractor. We got our 7250, our 8950, and our 9370 also in this shed. So we put up this new shed, got some new equipment. I'm really, really happy with where everything's at here. And over here, you can see there's one new trailer. And we have this hog feed trailer. Using this to feed our hogs, I can hook up to it, run it down to the feed mill, and pick up our own feed. Saves us a little bit of money. Got this trailer, it's well used. Co-op really doesn't want to use it, so I offered a ridiculous $5,000 for it, just kind of jokingly, and they accepted. So I'm very happy with that. Now it is very slow, and yeah, if I was running a feed mill, would not want this trailer whatsoever, but since we're only using it to feed our own hogs, it works out fantastic. And I really didn't have anywhere else to put all of our trailers, so they're just kind of sitting here in a row in our parking lot. And I think this is working out fantastic. So all of our calves over here for our Herefords are doing fantastic. Everybody's very, very healthy. See, our fat cattle pen's got a few head in here. There's going to be a couple more being moved over this month. And this is our biggest expense this year. This was $400,000 of the almost $1 million that we spent is this grain facility here. So I'm very, very happy with this. It's going to serve us quite well in the upcoming years here. So now we can go ahead and jump into doing our chores. Go ahead and get all of our cattle fed here, and I will catch up to you when we get those chores done. All right, we've got 6,056 gallons of milk on, so we'll get this run down to the creamery, get it sold off, and adjust the price accordingly. All right, we're pulling in at the creamery here, so we'll go ahead and get this milk sold off. And we need to add $650. So that gets us to $164,647. I'm very happy with that. It's always fantastic being able to sell our milk and make that kind of a profit here. So we're going to get back to the home place and start mowing our alfalfa right away, as we do have rain coming in this afternoon. So we need to try and get all of our alfalfa mowed, raked, and baled before 1 o'clock. Not sure if that's going to happen, as it's, you know, almost 9 o'clock already, but we're certainly going to try. All right, we're up here in our alfalfa field by our dairy barn here. We'll go ahead, get this field knocked out, and then we'll switch over to the home north field that is now an alfalfa field, and try and get it all taken care of as well yet today before that rain hits. So I'm going to run a few headland passes here, just because, you know, I do enjoy getting to run the equipment once in a while, so I haven't done a whole lot of mowing myself. Usually been hiring somebody up to do that for me, so I'm at least going to take this opportunity to knock out the headlands myself and enjoy a little bit of mowing here. Okay, we finished up with our first alfalfa field, and we ended up with 199 bales. Now, it's bright and sunny right now, but last time I checked, it was supposed to start raining at like 1 o'clock today. So, not sure if we're still getting rain. If we are, definitely not going to have this field done by 1 o'clock. That is for certain. But we're going to go ahead and get baled up, get as much of this alfalfa baled up as we can before the rain hits. And this will not be a full yield, as it's only been 2 months since we planted the alfalfa. So our next cutting in the fall should produce quite a few more bales than what we're going to get this time. But either way, it's still going to be a crazy amount of bales here. Just not as crazy as what it'll be in August when we do our final cutting for the year. So I will hammer this out. Hopefully we get done before the rain hits. Maybe it'll hold off long enough, but I doubt it. So I'll catch up to you guys when either we finish or the rain starts. Well, we didn't quite make it halfway around the field getting our headland done, or first round around the field anyway, and it began raining. So since we're on this side of the field and we're so close to our hog barn, I figured I'd show you guys our new hog barn. Now, we don't have any pigs in here yet. We're waiting for them to be born. And for some reason that I've yet to figure out, we cannot get into the barn through the door on the front end of the barn. We can only go through this door. I genuinely have no idea why. Now, this is a pretty accurate representation of what a hog barn would look like today, but I do know there were a few of them, at least in the late 90s and early 2000s, that were starting to become this way in this, as in this design. So nice big pens, multiple feeders. I am kind of disappointed that there's no water lines in here, though. But nevertheless, this is our brand new hog confinement here. And I'm pretty excited about how this works. Now, I am baffled as to why we can't go through the other door. So anytime we come over here to look at the hogs, we will have to come into the back door for some reason. And I have no idea why. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this rain to stop. And as soon as it's over, we'll get back to baling. All right, well, it is almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it has finally stopped raining, so we are able to get back into the field here and get back to baling. Now, this is definitely not how it works in real life. We would 100% have to mow again, or not mow, but rake again after a few days of it drying out. But thankfully, Farming Simulator, as soon as the rain stops, we can get right back into it and not lose any of our yield. All right, we are finally coming up to the end of getting all of our alfalfa baled here, and we're at 335 bales. That's a crazy amount of bales for one cutting, and it's going to be even more in the fall. So this was probably 75-80% yield here. So yeah, we're definitely going to be getting significantly more bales in the fall, but we're going to go ahead, get all of these bales picked up, get manure spread across both of our alfalfa fields, and that will be it for the month of May. So I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.